In this video, I want to show you how to set up a new Access database. Let me go ahead and just jump into that. Once you open up Access, if it doesn't automatically do it for you, you should be able to come in for File, Woon a New, a blank database. That's where we're starting from. It'll come in and immediately for you and say, where do you want to put this? What name do you want to put on under it? In this database, I'm just going to call it test. Name it what you want. You'll also see that if you click on this button here, it will let you go in and save it in a different location on your drive. So again, if you left click, it would take you in there. Click on create, and immediately when you open up Access, Access really is all table driven. So the very first thing that it does for you is it creates a new blank table for you. It says I can't really do much for you unless I have data. So the very next automatic step as you move forward is let's create a data table. So probably the thing that looks a little bit different here from Excel and from some of the other Microsoft products, it wants you to start identifying things in this data table. So what I'm going to do is don't worry about the ID column. This header and this data is all going to be populated by Access as you go forward. However, one thing that it does want you to do, and it's trying to lead you to it, says click to add. And if you left click, it says what kind of field do you want to add? Things that normally pop up here are number, currency, date and time, long text or rich text. Long text is normally good enough for an Access database. So let's say that we're going to put in this one. Let's start it off with something like let's call it student ID number. And you'll notice that I put that in there as a number. Um, Getting started. We'll go to the next one. Let's do the long text. Let's say that this is their first name. Let's do another, again, long text. This is going to be their last name. All right. Now that you've gotten started, you've identified your fields. You can continue adding more fields as you want, but you could also, at this point, you could go back and start adding your very first person. Let's say that the student number is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we're going to go with first name Jerry, last name Birch. And at that point, we have a database. We've started it. We're ready to go. Last thing that's not very intuitive whenever you get ready to save this very first table is how to save it. And it, like I said, it seems very counterintuitive. Oh, you know what? You can also add another record here by hitting enter. It'll take you to the next field and you can keep adding records as you want. Um, so that's going on. But as I was saying, when it comes time to save it, go up here like you're going to close out this table 1. If you left click it, Access says, wait a second, do you want to save it before you close it? Yeah, let's go ahead and name this as a student table. I click OK. And then you can see it shows up over here under my all account object or all access objects. And if I double left click on it, it brings it back up again. All right, that's the basics to get an Access database set up and to get your first table set up.